Assalamu alaikum and welcome to today's Sufi teachings. This Sufi teaching series we call Community Connection occurs on the first Sunday of every month at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. It is organized and underwritten by Sufi Center, Minnesota, with the intention of making the Sufi teachings of peace, love, mercy, justice, freedom, and beauty available to people everywhere. We acknowledge that the land Sufi Center is located on is the traditional and ancestral homeland of the Dakota and Mdewakanton tribes. Sufi Center, Minnesota recognizes and respects the enduring relationship that exists between many indigenous peoples and their traditional homelands. We are excited and grateful to have Halima Reilly with us today. Halima Reilly has been walking in the Sufi way for more than 20 years. She holds a master's in divinity from the University of Spiritual Healing and Sufism and is a certified master healer. She's been a teacher in the zawiyah, which is a retreat center at the Farm of Peace in Pennsylvania. Halima is dedicated to serving beloveds in deepening their walking and discovering their divine beauty. In addition to her healing practice, she developed and leads workshops in Intuitive Collage, an expressive art form that helps participants discover their heart's wisdom. Her teaching today is Shine Your Light in 2024. Halima, welcome, and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. It's wonderful to be here, and I'm seeing familiar faces and names. So nice to see you, Salam and Nura, Salima, Rabia. It's like being with my family, so that's always good. Let's start today with the Fatiha and elongation of the name. And just take this time to let yourselves let go of your day, come into your heart, and be in a place of being open to receiving. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim. Wala dhalin. Amen. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Muhammadan Rasulullah. Ibrahim Rasulullah. Musa Rasulullah. Isa Rasulullah. Alayhi Salatullah. So again, welcome to everyone. When I got this date for this presentation from Abdullah, I thought, oh, January 1st is always a good time. One of those times when we like to make a mark as trying something new or starting something new or erasing the past and starting again. So I thought, well, this will be a good opportunity to talk about something that's actually had been coming up for me in the previous few months. Several beloveds that had talked to were asking me about stepping in, teaching, things that they wanted to do but kind of hesitated to do. Like I would hear, "Oh, I kind of want to do this, but I don't know," or "I tried this and it didn't work out, so I don't really know if that's what I want to do." So that happened many times. It even happened to me this week. Someone said, "Oh, I planned this whole presentation and nobody signed up, so I don't know if it's really such a good idea." It's like, wait a minute. Let's not throw everything away that's in your heart to give. So this is about I want to acknowledge that I see there are some beloveds here who've been walking for a very long time, who are already excellent teachers, healers, have your own business. Beloveds who are already helping and sharing and giving. So I want to acknowledge that I see you. And maybe this will give you a chance to let Allah show you something in your heart that you haven't thought about for your next step. So you can look at it that way, inshallah. So today, what I'd like to do is we're going to spend the first part of the hour doing some inner work. So during that time, I invite you to just stay inside with that and let yourself be opened and opened and opened as I lead you through those little exercises. And then we'll have a chance to share if anyone would like to share. And then I have a handout for you, a kind of some helpers, helpful hints for those of you who are maybe just starting out or just wanting to begin to share what's in your heart and you're not sure, or you've tried it and you're not sure, you're still not sure. So hopefully that will be helpful to you too. So if you're ready to begin, I hope you all brought a pen and paper because those are your tools for this first part. The first thing I want to do is, and if there's people here who haven't traveled on the Sufi path, when I talk about the Sufi path, you can just maybe translate that to what your heart has given to you, or what your devotion or your closeness to God has given you. So we'll see how it goes. So the first thing I want to do is to read you a little paragraph from this book called The Guide that was written by our guide, Sidi. And it's on page 198. And this is for you to just listen to and recognize what you're carrying, what Allah has given you by making the commitment to be on this path, the path of love. And this is Sidi writing. He says, "It is with permission from Allah that I give to every one of my beloveds who open their hearts and who desire to carry the message of the knowing and the essence of the knowing. From this message, you can taste the real love and the real peace and the real mercy. This is what people need and want from you, for you to be the messenger to those who are crying from their hearts. They wait for you to be soldiers of peace in this world, to work for holy people who want to be children of Allah. I am sure that every one of my beloveds can contain what I give. Allah loves you if He brought you here, and if you completely carry the message of Allah, and if you take your chance as Allah wants." So we're going to do some little exercises. And so I want to invite you all to just come into your heart, get out your pen, feel the love of your heart, the openness of your heart, the essence of who you are. And Allah has given each of us different gifts. He's made each of us different. We can't be like somebody else. We can only be like ourselves. So I want to give you 2 minutes. It may seem like not much time, or it may seem like a lot of time, to write down on a piece of paper. This is about knowing yourself, your own light. What are your gifts, your skills, your affinities, the things that the things that ignite your passion? Might not be Sufi, might be cooking, it might be music. What makes you you? So begin. I'm going to give you 2 minutes, right from your heart, and don't stop. Allah, 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 Allah. What are your gifts and your skills and your passions? What makes you you? What has Allah given you? Allah, 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 Allah. And if you feel like you've written down everything you know, keep writing. Keep asking your heart, what else? What else does my heart want to show me about my gifts and my passions? Okay, you can stop now and look at your most interesting to you. 3 things. Great. Everybody good? So in the next part, we're going to go a little bit deeper. So let's come into your heart and call on the name, call on Allah. Allah, to help you to go deeper in your heart. Allah, 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 Allah. And ask in your heart, what is Allah giving you to share? And you may have some ideas from your mind or your experience that you might write down, but let yourself go deeper. You might want to write down several things. Just keep writing. I'm going to give you a couple of more minutes. What is Allah giving you to share? What aspects of the Sufi walking makes you happy? What are the jewels that you've received from your time walking on the Sufi path? Allah. Listen to the voice of your heart. Let it unfold for you what it is that Allah is opening for you to give, what you've received, what that might look like. Allah, Allah, Allah. Keep asking deeply in your heart, what makes you happy when you give? Beautiful. And again, just pause in your writing and take a look at what you've written down, what you've received from your heart, and circle the three things that most call to you. So we're taking a look at the light. When we talk about shining our light, taking a look at our light in different ways, in the ways that make us unique and in the ways that Allah has opened our hearts and given us joy that wants to be shared. So now, again, closing your eyes and going inside, let's ask for guidance with the quality of Al-Hadi, the guide, and asking in your heart, what might your giving look like? Now that you've enlivened your skills, your gifts, your propensities, and your inner, what you've received and what the Sufi path has brought to you and what you'd like to share, just go inside and asking Allah for guidance on what it might look like to share, to teach, to give, to be of service. Ya Allah, Ya Hadi. Ya Allah, Ya Hadi. Ya Allah, Ya Hadi. Ya Allah, Ya Hadi. Allah, Allah, Allah. What you receive, Just write it down. Might be more than one thing. Write it down in as clear a way as Allah shows you. And just let the impression of that, the vision of that, really plant itself in your heart. What that feels like to you. So now hopefully everyone has some idea of something that you might be taking on as your way of shining your light in the near future. So I want you to go inside again and ask deeply. Ask Allah to open for you. What is my first step? What is my first step towards this? Allah, Al-Fatah. Allah, Al-Fatah. Allah, Al-Fatah. And as you're sitting with your first step, just notice if there's anything you need in order to take that first step. You know, is there something inside that's hindering your moving forward that you need to clear? Is there something you need to learn? No, is there a quality that needs to be enlivened? What might you need in order to take that first step? So if you're willing, if your heart is willing, I want to invite you to make an intention of putting your guidance into action. And if that feels okay for you, if you're ready, then write down your intention. Might be just the first step or the first part of the first step. What are you willing to move forward with? How will you shine your light? Be the one who carries the message to the hearts that are crying. So hopefully everyone's come to a stopping point. And there's a couple of dozen people here, and inshallah, we've got 24 people who are ready to step forward with their light in the new year to help bring peace and love and mercy and beauty to the world. So I want to open it up for anyone who would like to share what you discovered from this process or what your intention might be, or anything else about this process that you've experienced.
So please raise your hand if you'd like to share.
Yeah, please raise your hand. Mahaba.
Assalamu alaikum. It's a beautiful exercise. Doing a similar one in level 2 called the Capstone Project. And that is where we look at all of our gifts and plan where we're heading and what we would like to produce and do in level 3. So this is an interesting to be doing it again this way. This is a lovely way to do it. So what I've discovered about my path is that there are many intentions or things that I want to do, but every time I walk, I grow and my skills grow, my confidence grows, my breadth of knowledge grows, my wisdom grows, my closeness to Allah grows, and closeness to the Prophet. Peace and blessings be upon him. So it's an ever-changing kaleidoscope as I go along. So I don't find that I have to set one particular intention because I'm ill, so there are some limitations. Um, the way I'm going evolves and just appears, and then I follow it. And so in that way, I'm developing a proficiency or developing my love even more for all of the gifts that I can share. You know, it's that's the way it works for me. I find it very difficult to set down, you know, this and this and this, and to set down an intention. My intention is always to walk closer to Allah, and from that grows like a beautiful garden or a beautiful tree, all the gifts and guides me into what to do every moment of the day.
Beautiful. Yeah. Each of us is different, and each of us is walked in our own way, and each of us finds our own way of expressing and growing and sharing. So beautiful that you're already in tune with that and already learning and already giving in a beautiful way. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you, Mahaba. Anybody else? Just raise your hand, please.
So are there any more people who would like to share what your intention is or your commitment is, or how you'd like to interact with people and share Siddhi's message? Aisha?
Thank you. This is a wonderful call, wonderful experience. There's things that I've been attempting, quote, in my mind to do, maybe my heart. And some of them is like my homework for level 2. I haven't been doing it like I did level 1. And just the practices. And I have a home-based business that I've been very interested in. Nasir helped me to see that it's the service that counts. And I've realized in the last week or so that I'm really, really keeping myself safe with clutter. I can't do this, can't do that. Oh, I got to take care of this clutter, but I don't. And my intention today is to take 30 minutes of focus and take care of what's in front of me. And tomorrow morning, after journaling and my 10 gratitude lists, Qigong and PT exercises, and my 7:45 divine name call, to take 30 minutes of focus and get this cleared up, because it's time to take action of what's in my heart to do. And one of them I'm putting off is, it's come to my mind of putting on Facebook, and I need to get it done because the first year's gone by, of goals that we all can do to help clean our ocean up. My daughter Googled, Salam will be surprised too. I'm surprised. I'm telling my age now because I've had an experience in my last birthday, which was December 13th, that I'm 79, and my daughter Googled 79. And 79 is using your wisdom and putting out there what it is for you to do. And I'm going to do that.
Great. So you have a couple of clearly cut first steps. So inshallah, Allah gives you the follow through on those things. And then you can go into your next step.
Because the clutter, I mean, it just clutters your mind. It just prevents you from doing things. And it's crazy. It's gone on long enough.
Great.
And it's time to focus. And I was reading today, I'm a Sagittarian, so I'm all over the place. I want to do art. I want to do this. No, I'm going to paint this. And I need to silence myself more, to be with a lot more and feel it in my heart instead of wandering around in my head. I got a lot to do. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, Aisha. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Jasmine?
Actually, just have more of a question. My fear is in trying to be perfect before I start. So I was just thinking, well, the humanity of, as you go along the path of Muhammad, and is like the Quran has a lot of the books is how perfect he is already. So is there any writings that have more about how he's learned over time? Like, is there anything about that? Does anybody have one?
About how?
Walking, his personal walking, his where he's tripped, where he's learned, and as he's on his path. Is there anything focusing more on the stumbling blocks along his path, and as he came to be?
You might want to read and write from Sidi's beloved student put together a book called The Ocean of the Mercy, which is the story of the life of the Prophet alayhi salam.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, thinking that we have to be perfect before we start is one of our biggest stumbling blocks that keeps us from moving forward. And the truth is that we're never going to be perfect. And we're going to make mistakes. and we're going to fall flat on our face, and it's going to be embarrassing. And that's just learning. That's the learning process. You know, I experienced that more than once. And I'm sure the other teachers who've been teaching for a while all have stories about not getting it perfect. And I think the most important thing is to realize is that, you know, when we're starting something new or trying some new teaching, or maybe teaching remembrance, or talking about the travels of our heart with someone, it's going to be messy sometimes. That's just the way it is. And the only way that it becomes better is by doing it and learning from it. And in fact, I have that I want to show you in a little bit, some tips about stepping forward to help all of us get over that big no that stands in our way of I'm afraid, and I don't know if I'm good enough, and I don't know if it's going to work out okay. No, we all feel that sometimes. And sometimes it doesn't work out, but every time you learn and every time you take the chance to give in some way, you receive more, even if it doesn't look like you wanted it to, you receive from it. And it helps you to build another sturdy building block of moving forward. So does anybody else have anything you'd like to share? So I'm going to try to share my screen. Inshallah, it will work out. Let's see. Let's see. Sorry if I'm not being technical here.
It's okay.
Okay, let's see if I can do this. Okay. Can you see this? Can you see my screen, Abdullah?
Yeah, it hasn't, it's just says that you started. There you go. Yep, got it.
Okay. So for those of you who might be interested in stepping out and sharing your light and need a little encouragement, or are feeling like you can't do it, I'm going to share some thoughts with you, some hints with you. Can you read this okay? So the first item is to follow your heart to yes. And one of the qualities that you might want to recite for this is Al-Qadr, the capable. And it just means to say yes to the opportunities for service that Allah sends you. You know, it might be, who knows what it might be? Might be just a person that you meet in the grocery store who needs to have their heart held. You know, that's a way of serving. That's a way of shining your light. And as I was just saying, it might be messy if you're planning to teach a class, if your intention is to do some teaching and you've never done it before, you might find that it's not easy. It's messy. Go for it. You might find someone gives you an opportunity to teach in a way that you never thought you could do before, to step in, maybe to assist with a program or something. And I can't do that. I'm not ready for that. I'm not sure I can do that. Just try to say yes and let yourself grow, because every experience that you allow yourself to grow creates more of a foundation for you to want to continue. Let yourself be stretched. Take a chance. CD was always saying, take your chance. Take a chance and let yourself be stretched. This is how you grow. Next point is to find your comfort zone. You know, not everybody's ready to call up a stadium and rent it out and give a talk on Sufism. You know? Find your comfort zone. Maybe it's leading dhikr or leading al-wird in your community. Maybe it's gathering some friends and reciting some qualities together. If that's something you haven't done before, give it a try. See what it's like to be leading something. We have the many worship calls that are available through SSC that some of you are leading, or helping to read and write one of CD's books. You know, do what's easy and what's already there. Teach what you know and what your heart is passionate about. You know, if you love the life of the Prophet alayhi salam, maybe you want to start a little group where you're discussing the life of the Prophet. You know, you don't have to wait for someone else to do it. Step in and give it a try. It can only help you. Allow yourself lots of mercy. Ya Rahman. It's okay to feel nervous. You will. It'll be hard the first time. Cling to the rope of Allah. Just let yourself be grounded. Understand that you're a human being. This is how humans feel when they start out something new. And give know how it's going to turn out, or maybe even what you're doing. Have mercy for yourself. It won't be right the first time, or maybe the second or the third. If you're teaching a program you've never taught before, you start with one, and maybe you invite your friends to that program. When I started out with my collage workshops, I started just having people in my home, people that I knew. I invited them to come and do this program for a few hours. I got a feeling for what that felt like. Then I branched out and went to other people's homes. And then gradually I branched out to do like a retreat with people I didn't know. And then I started giving teaching, and I even came to Minnesota to do a teaching a few years ago, and teaching in my local arts center. Just I had to start somewhere, and I started in the place where I felt the most comfortable, so that I could work it out and get it to a place where it served the people. Yeah, Mahaba.
Could you show us one of your collages, please?
If I have time at the end, if I might be able to do that.
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
All right. So teaching and sharing is a journey, and you're just starting out. Give yourself time to be comfortable, to learn from it. Don't give up. Don't give up. But sometimes and then the next part is keep it simple. When you're teaching, give it in small bites. So easy to try to teach too much. because our heart wants to give so much, and we've been given so much knowledge and we want to share it. But you'll find that in an hour and a half or 3 hours, you have to pace it and teach a little bit. So if you're trying a workshop and it's not working out very well, consider teaching less and listen for what the people can take in. You might have to shift right in the middle of it when you realize this is too much for people. And listen for Allah to edit your outline, your program. I was going to try to put this in the chat in a PDF, so hopefully I can do that after I go through it. So when you feel like you're getting stuck, look at what's stopping you. Where are you afraid? You feel discouraged? Try to identify what it is. Maybe you chose a topic that's really not what people are ready to listen to. Maybe you chose the wrong venue or not a good time of year. There could be inner things and outer things that are stopping you from moving forward, but don't let it really stop when you're stuck. Get healing. Make tauba. This is a really good one. Get an accountability partner. Someone to help you show up when you're afraid, or get some coaching support. For anyone who wants to step forward and is having some difficulty, my email is right here, openingheartshealing@yahoo.com. Please feel free to be in touch with me. I'm happy to chat with you. If you want to set up a program of coaching or support, we can look at what that might look like. I'm here to help you. I want to help people move forward. So if you're teaching or sharing, giving a program, don't be done with just one. Stretch yourself. After you've gotten solid in your teaching, ask for your next step. Maybe there's something else. What are people needing? What can you teach that will deepen your own walking? Like, give people some place to go next after you've filled them. Maybe you're teaching qualities, and what program might support their hearts next? Maybe a retreat or something. Ask Allah, ask in your heart. And notice that the more that you give in service, the more your heart will be filled with joy and gratitude and fulfillment. That's the beauty of stepping out, is it takes you away from that place that I'm afraid to do it, to, oh, that was so beautiful. I touched so many people's hearts. It was so fulfilling. Teaching from your heart is a process, and just keep moving and learn from each experience. Don't let yourself stay stuck. So any questions, concerns about what I've been sharing with you to help you move forward in your... I'm going to stop the screen share and see if I can put this in the chat.
And Halima, if you want to email it to me, I'll attach it when I do the recording.
Okay, I will. And can I just give it a try here?
Absolutely.
Okay. No, I don't think I can, but you have my email. I'm going to write it here. Opening Hearts Healing at Yahoo. yahoo.com. If you want me to send it to you personally, I'm happy to.
So
Or if you have any.
we'll
Mhm.
attach it to the recording that goes out, and we'll
Okay.
put Halima's contact information in the show notes also, which will show up in the recording, in the notes below the recording.
So I hope this has been somewhat of inspiring some of you to find ways to just stretch yourself a little bit, because every teacher started in a very small stretch, started with something they didn't know how to do and did it anyway. And you can do that too. And it's, it's fulfilling. It's really fulfilling our what Allah is asking of us. And if I have time, I have still a few more minutes.
Yeah, we've got time.
So I want to read another piece from CD. And this is from Music of the Soul on page 95. So let this inspire you to understand that, we're here to give and to serve, and we have so much to give and so much to be able to help people. So he says, you are the message. You are the sun. Send your light to everyone to give them life, because everything comes from this light. You are the holy candle, but like never before, you fill the whole world with your light, the light of the love. Give your light to everything. If you find someone who wants and someone who needs, do not deny anyone, because there is no one, only Allah in the world. All the people await you now because you carry the message, and this message means the holy peace. Everyone needs to live with the peace, to feel this peace, and they need to live in the garden as you do. So just feel your heart and feel, how much of the garden is in your heart, how much of the garden CD has opened for us through Allah's light. Give your fragrance to anyone, because your fragrance is the real fragrance. It is the fragrance of Allah. You carry that. It's easy to give. It's easy to serve. Just find the place that's comfortable for you. If you're just starting, don't wait. This is our year. The world is calling in need. You don't have to save the whole world, but you can help enliven the light in the hearts of someone, of others. And that's what I hope that we'll all be doing in this year. Nurapat, did you want to say something? You were unmuted there for a minute.
Well, actually, I just caught that. I don't know how that happened, but I've been pondering this. It's like one of the things I find really helpful for today is hearing that there's an ease, because there are lots of things I want to do, and sometimes I take on too many, and then it becomes difficult. And so there's as I sit with this, it's like, oh, how do I find a way to kind of ride that giving in a way that continues to allow itself to be joyful without overdoing it. And I really appreciate the qualities because I think they'll be very helpful.
Mhm, mhm.
There's like, there's right now, there's just a lot of things that are tapping into that place that's really, about beauty and just seeing how much our world needs to be really aware of that. And so I have all these ideas, and it's just like, okay, how do, sitting with the law and just finding this place of just like how much,
Mhm,
which
mhm,
is
yeah.
how much is good for who I
Yeah.
am, at my age, etc., and just being able to do that. So I really appreciate this. It's been very good for me today.
Yeah. Finding balance is important. Yeah. So we talked about the what a little bit, but we didn't really go into the how. That's another subject, but again, if anyone is looking for some support, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to support you. And I think we've just about reached our time.
Yeah. Thank you for a wonderful teaching, a beautiful teaching today, Halima. And
Thank you, Abdullah.
we
Happy to
appreciate it.
be here.
Thank you.